So today we will understand the concept of IDR. So last class we have understood what is depository receipts and what are the types, that is ADR, American Depository Receipt, and Global Depository Receipt. These two things we have understood. That is, if Indian company wants to raise finance outside India, it may either issue an American Depository Receipt or it can issue a Global Depository Receipt. Okay, that is, if it is issuing a deposit receipt in US market, it will be American deposit receipt. If it is issuing a deposit receipt in other markets, it will be GDR. Okay, global deposit receipt. Now there is another deposit receipt. You can say that is an Indian deposit receipt. This is a reverse. Now whatever we have seen, American deposit receipt or the global deposit receipt, it is a case where Indian company is raising finance from outside India. Now there can be other way also, no, that foreign company want to raise finance from India. Okay, foreign company want to raise finance from India. If a foreign company wants to raise finance from Indian markets, then there will be reverse procedure. Same procedure only. So a foreign company cannot issue shares, no. So what it will do, it can issue an deposit receipt, which will be known as Indian deposit receipt. Okay. We have seen Indian company raising finance from foreign market. It can be either ADR or GDR. But a foreign company want to raise finance from Indian market, it will issue Indian deposit receipt. And IDR will be in rupees. ADR and GDR will be in foreign currencies. Okay, but IDR will be in rupees. Okay, procedure will be same only. It will be reverse procedure. See, now if a foreign company want to access Indian security market for raising funds, so foreign company may also require funds. No? So if it want to raise funds from Indian market, it can come through. It can raise funds through Indian depository receipts. Okay, which is known as IDR. And important is that IDR is denominated in Indian rupees. Remember this point. IDR will be in Indian rupees. ADR and GDR will be in foreign currencies. Okay, in form of deposit receipt created by the domestic depository. That depository will be registered with Securities and Exchange Board of India. And this deposit receipt will be always backed by equity shares of an issuing company. Just we have understood now that depository receipt will be always having secured shares with the depository in their country. Okay, so depositor receipts will always be backed by securities, equity in the issuing company's country. Okay, to enable the foreign company to raise funds from the Indian securities market. Okay, so how procedure will be? If you want to understand, foreign company will deposit shares in their country's custodian. That country's custodian will inform the domestic depository situated in India that we have received the shares, please issue the deposit receipt in India. And this depository who is situated in India will issue the deposit receipt on behalf of foreign company, and investor in India can subscribe to the deposit receipts. So there will be reverse functioning. Same like the global depository or American depository. Here instead of Indian company, you can replace this by foreign company. Okay. So in GDR, ADR, what will be the process? Indian company will deposit share with the custodian in India. This custodian in India will inform the depository located in the particular country. So that depository will issue the GDR or ADR. Okay. In a IDR, how it will function? Here, foreign company will deposit number of shares in their custodian in their country. That custodian will inform the domestic depository. Here we have used the term overseas, but for IDR it will be domestic depository because that depository will be situated in India. That depository will issue the IDR to the Indian investors. So there will be reverse procedure. Okay. Now this will be backed by shares. No? Always we know that depositories will be having a backing of equity shares in their country custodian. Now see, IDRs are listed in Indian stock market, Indian stock exchange, very important. Where you can trade IDR, you can do trading on IDR in Indian stock exchanges like BSE, NSE. These are all stock exchanges, no? Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, Calcutta Stock Exchanges. So these IDRs will be traded or listed, you can say, in Indian stock exchanges. So, as an investor, you need not take the trouble of taking your money abroad. Okay, if you want to invest in foreign as an investor, you need not take money outside India. Instead, you can invest in IDR, no, in rupees only. It will be as effective as you are invested in international company only. Obviously, no, you go take money outside India and make investment there. Instead of that, you can subscribe IDR. You will be making an indirect investment in international company because IDR will be always backed by shares of foreign company in their country. Okay, shares of foreign company will be IDR will be backed by shares of a foreign company in their country. So this is a better way for an investor, Indian investor, who wish to invest in international companies. So instead of taking money abroad, you can invest in international companies who is issuing the idea. So this is a good way of investing. Now, Indian depository receipt is what? It is a financial instrument only which will allow different foreign companies to mobilize funds from Indian markets. So if foreign company want to raise finance from India, funds from Indian market, it can issue an Indian depository receipt. So this is similar, this device is similar to GDR and ADR only because that is also a deposit receipt only. The Indian depository receipt need to be registered with SEBI, very important because SEBI is the regulator for the securities market in India. We have already seen in your previous class that in India, securities market is regulated by SEBI. So Indian depository receipt has to be registered with SEBI, that is Stock Exchange Board of India or Securities Exchange Board of India. Okay, the government has opened this avenue for the foreign companies to raise funds from the country as a step towards globalizing the Indian capital market and to provide local investor exposure in global market. So by opening this idea, no, two things have been achieved. One is that foreign company can raise funds from Indian market. So Indian market has become globalized, first thing. And Indian investor, local investor can invest in foreign countries also without having much difficulty. Okay. So by opening this IDR form of investment, government has achieved two things. First is that it has globalized the Indian capital markets. Okay, because foreign company can come to India and make investment in India. And second is the investors, local investor, that is Indian investor, will also get an exposure in global market. By sitting in India only, they can make investment in foreign companies. So these two things has been achieved by opening the Indian depository receipt form of investment. What are the advantages of IDR? First is it provides access to more liquid markets, obviously. Okay. Always, if your company is issuing some securities, etc., first thing will be the raising finance. Okay, then it will expand the investor base of the issuing company. More investors will be added to their company. This can be another advantage. Then it will give name recognition to the company. Okay. Then there is no exchange risk for an investor point of view because you will get dividend in home currency only, and we have seen that IDR will be in Indian rupees only. So you will get dividend in home currency only. Okay, and it will help the international company to exploit the international markets. So these are all some of the advantages of the IDRs. Now see, who are the participants involved in depository receipts? First, there should be an issuing company should be there. Then there will be a custodian. Then there will be an overseas depository. Then stock exchanges will be there for listing of the deposit receipt. Then regulator will be there. Like in India, regulator is the SEBI. And last and important is the investor who will purchase this deposit receipt. So issuing company, custodian, then there will be a depository participant bank, then stock exchange for listing of the the depository receipt, then regulator for controlling the transactions, and investor who will invest in this deposit receipt. So these are the participants in depository receipts. Okay. Next we will understand bonds. What is a bonds? After completing the depository amount, now we are coming to the discussion on bonds. What are the bonds? Bonds are also securities only. Bonds are also securities only issued by companies, government, etc. for raising funds from the investors. Like in equity shares is there. Similarly, bonds are also securities only for raising fund from the investor. What is the main difference between equity and bond is that bonds are debt instruments, debt securities, okay, and equity is an ownership giving security, you can say. So investor making investment in equity share will get the ownership interest in the company, okay? But those investor who was making investment in bonds will not get the ownership interest. It is a debt security. Okay, it will be a liability for the company issuer. Okay. Now, what is bonds? Let us understand that first. Bonds are what? Debt securities. This is a very important thing. Bonds are debt securities where an issuer is bound to pay specific rate of interest agreed as per the terms of payment and repay the principal amount at a later date. So if you're investing in bond, you will get a regular interest will be given to you, investor, and you will get the amount back after the specified period. Okay, suppose if you are investing 10,000 rupees in the bonds at 10% interest, means what? Every year you will get 10% interest on this 10,000 rupees, which will be 1,000 rupees every year you will get. Suppose if you have made investment for 5 years, you will get interest for 5 years, 1,000. Okay, every year you will get the 1,000, and end of fifth year you will get this 10,000 also back. That's why bonds are debt security, which will pay two cash flow. One is the interest, and another is the repayment of the principal amount. So these two things, these two cash flows will be there in bonds. But if you will make investment in equity shares, you will not get a periodic interest. Okay, you will not get regular interest. Dividend will be paid when there is a profit by the company, etc. So in equity share, there is no permanent cash flow, and there will be no repayment of the amount invested. Okay, company will not repay the amount. Okay, unless and until there is winding up or buyback, etc. Uh, there is no repayment in equity. But if you are investing in bonds or debentures of a company, you will get the amount you are invested back after the number of years is over. Suppose 5 year you have invested, you will get the amount back after 5 year, and beyond that you will get the regular interest also for 5 years. So this is the feature of bonds and debentures. But in equity, dividend is fluctuating, amount will not be same, and you will receive regularly or not, that cannot also be guaranteed, and there will be no concept of repayment of equity share by the company. Okay, that's why equity share is more risky than bonds or debentures. Equity instruments are always risky compared to the debt instruments. Okay, but amount of return earned in equity will be more than the debt instruments, because debt instruments are less risky. So you will get the interest, periodic interest will be there, and amount will be repaid. But a rate of return will always be high in equity only. So as an investor, you have to select whether you have to go for risky investment or you have to be safe. Okay. Suppose if you're risk loving person, you like to take risk, then you can go for the equity instruments. Or you say, okay, I want less income, but I should get it in a safe manner, then you can go for bonds, debentures, etc. So that will be depending upon investors' perspective. So two types of investment are there. That is equity oriented instruments, you can say, and one is a debt oriented instrument. Difference between the both is that debt securities are less risky because it will pay regular interest and repayment of the amount will also be there. But in equity, there is no regular income you cannot guarantee, and there is no repayment of the amount invested. But rate of return will be obviously higher in equity. So this is the difference between a debt instrument and equity instruments. Now see this paragraph. Bond holders, that is the investors who are investing in bond, are like creditors. They are not the owner of the company. Equity holders are owners of the company. So bond holders are like creditors for the company because they are companies obliged to pay back the amount after some years. The amount is paid on maturity of the bond period. Okay, and generally bonds are issued for 5 to 10 years. Okay, equity share will be always irredeemable only. You will not get back the amount you are invested. Company will not repay the amount in equity. Once you have invested in equity, uh, way to exit from that investment. If it is a listed company, you can sell your shares in the stock market. That way you can liquidate it, but company will not repay the equity shareholders, okay, once it is invested. Exceptional case, if there is a buyback or winding up, there can be repayment. Otherwise there will be no repayment of equity share capital, okay. But in bonds or debentures it is not like that. In bonds or debenture it is like the debt instruments. So company is bound to repay the amount after the maturity period of the bond. And one more thing, it is bound to pay regular interest also to the bond holders or debenture holders. And bonds are normally issued for 5 to 10 years. So this is the meaning and concept of bonds or debentures. Both are same only. Bonds and debentures are same only. Both are debt securities. Okay. So this much we are stopping for today. Further details on discussion on bonds we will continue in the next class.